Isner, please.
John, what's the last time that you haven't had your opponent held full serve an entire set?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pleased with the way you returned in that set?
In the third, yeah. It's not necessarily just the way I returned. My attitude got a little better, and really from the early part of the first set, I wasn't really feeling that great. I mean, I was holding serve, but of other parts of my game, I wasn't really feeling great, and I felt like I was getting a little bit too negative, and I couldn't get out of my own way. It kind of just snowballed from there, and I wasn't hitting the ball confidently. I wasn't going for my shots. I was either missing wildly or missing weakly in the net. So when I got to that third set, I just told myself and I think the key for me was just to try to get ahead, whether it's a love 15 or 15-30, because up to that point I don't think I've even had a 15-30 or something. So if I can do that, then I kind of know that my opponent will feel a little pressure. And that's what happened in that second game of the third set.
John, this is the second match in a row where after winning the first set, you kind of lost your way in the second. Is it hard to regroup and refocus after winning the first?
No, yeah, I mean, I really just think it's coincidence. I mean, I've won a lot of tight first sets before and played better in the second set and won the second set easier. So, but if this situation kind of arises in tomorrow's match, I just got to tell myself to buckle down, because I did lose a little bit of focus there at the beginning of the second set.
John, James said after your match yesterday with him that he thought that once you went down a break in the second, you were trying to conserve energy for the third. Do you think you did that then, or do you think you did that again today subconsciously or anything once you go down a break?
I did. I feel like I did it yesterday. But today, no. I tried getting back in that second set today, because yesterday against James, I felt like the other parts of my game, I was playing better, and I was pretty confident about that. But today, I was struggling a bit, and I didn't try to conserve energy. I tried getting back in that set, just something to get me going. It didn't happen, but unfortunately for me, I was able to get up early in the third.
When you think about potentially playing one piece next, does your mind just go to the match you played in 2007 here, or have you kind of since then moved on?
No, if I do play him, I mean, the first thing that does come to mind is our match in 2007. I've actually played him a lot. He's one of the guys that I've played the most, about 5 times, and I think I'm up 3-2, and we've played 15 sets. They've all gone to 3 sets, and we always seem to have great matches. Our last one was in the fall, indoors in France, and he beat me. So, but yeah, for whatever reason, we always seem to bring the best out in each other. But so if I play him, I expect much of the same. But also if I play Janko, he's so tough. I mean, this match going on right now, I think is a toss-up.
John, this is your third semifinal in a row.
Mm-hmm.
What does it change your goals for the rest of the season, or is it sort of the same track?
No, I think after I won Newport, my short-term immediate goal was to get seeded at the U.S. Open, and I think I've definitely put myself in good position to do that, because the last 2 slams I fell out of a seeded spot, and in the French Open I drew Rafa. So you're kind of thrown to the wolves if you're not seeded. So I think now I definitely have a very good chance to be seeded at the Open. So in a sense, I've kind of accomplished that goal already. But I think after this event, I'll sit down and write some things down to try to accomplish from this point on.
What has gone differently, do you think, this part of the season as opposed to earlier in the season when you were struggling?
It's nothing that, it's not that I hit the practice court harder. I've been working hard all year long. I just, when I went up to Newport, I just kept, I feel like I just kept a level head. I didn't let things bother me. To be honest, I didn't have great expectations for that event, and in a way that kind of took a lot of the pressure off me, because in the past I didn't really like that surface, but I played very well there. Won the tournament, and then from that point on, I knew I was going to start playing better, especially when I got to the hard court. So, I think any player will say the same, especially in my case, when I have a lot of good results under my belt, a lot of wins under my belt. I think it's like maybe 11 of my last 12 matches I've won. That's when I play my best and I'm the most confident, and things just seem to roll my way for whatever reason. That's what happens when you're confident. So I'm very, very glad that I made the decision to take a wild card into Newport. That was, in a sense, it's kind of salvaged my year, to this point. So I made the right decision there, and I'm just looking to continue playing well.
Sean, more specifically, what are your memories of that 07 semifinal against Monkeys? I remember it was all holds until 5-5 in the third when you traded breaks at the last second there, and there you had all those people up from Georgia who were your freshmen there and stuff like that. What do you remember about that time?
I remember that he broke me at 5-all for the first time, and he let out this huge scream. And I think if he remembers the match, he might not, but I think if you ask him, I think he that took a lot of energy out of him, just the way he reacted. And then the 6-5 game, I felt like he was maybe a little bit tired just from that emotional outburst he had. And then when I got to the tiebreaker in the third, I just remember it was a packed house. I remember the crowd getting on his feet. That was just kind of a spine-chilling, goosebumps moment. So that was a very, very fun match, and that's something one of the matches I'll definitely always remember.
What was it like earlier this year? You had such a steady climb in the rankings for a while then, and then how did you manage to stay positive and to stay going when you started to struggle a little bit more?
Well, I just believed in myself. I knew that, this isn't uncommon to go through a bad 4 or 5 month stretch. I mean, it happens to players all the time. But I believed in myself. I believed in my game, and for my game, as long as I have my serve, I know I'm going to be in a lot of matches, and no matter who I'm playing, I'm going to give them some trouble. And I hadn't had a great year up until, say, the French Open, and I took Rafa to 5 sets on clay. So I think that match helped me a lot because I was struggling with confidence, but I went out there against him. I had absolutely nothing to lose, and I played well. So from that point on, I kind of reminded me that I can do a lot of damage playing my game, and guys really, really don't like playing me. So I think the main thing, I just believed in myself and just didn't panic. Didn't really worry about my ranking dropping further because if you do that, it'll just eat you up.
Any other questions? Thank you, everyone.